What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
Did you guys know that Riverdale involved Luke Perry's family in the production of the episode In Memoriam? This is an episode that will certainly leave you in tears, just like it left all of the Riverdale actors. Warning, there are huge spoilers for the Riverdale Season 4 premiere. Riverdale Season 4, Episode 1. Well, the Season 4 premiere of Riverdale was heartbreaking, sorrowful, and painful. Bring your tissue box next to you and let us get started. After actor Luke Perry lost his life back in March 2019 following a massive stroke, the CW series needed to think of a proper way to say goodbye to Luke's character in the show. And the way the cast said goodbye to Fred Andrews was, well, one of the saddest things ever shown on our small screens. In the first episode of Season 4, fans experienced heartbreak. While it was really difficult for us to see the event, we can only imagine how difficult it was for the cast to be involved in such an episode. After all, they all knew Luke very well, and we all know that there was no acting in Episode 1 of Season 4. Those tears were real. For a show that's usually dealing with mysteries, murders, and romance, the Season 4 premiere titled In Memoriam was a quiet episode following Fred Andrews' death and the reaction of all Riverdale characters. As the name of the video says, the actors couldn't stop crying after the scene with Fred's funeral. They all felt as if it was way too real. And well, it was in some sort of way. Because no one expected to hear the news of Perry dying at such a young age. The shock and the grief in all of the Riverdale actors can be seen on their faces. Nonetheless, once you hear some facts about the mentioned episode, you'll certainly be surprised.
Fred Andrews will always be a part of Riverdale.
Luke Perry's wish comes true. Perry lost his life at the age of 52 in 2019, and he played Fred Andrews, father of Archie, KJ Apa, in CW's Riverdale. One of the most surprising facts about In Memoriam is that Riverdale involved Luke's family in the production. They were not completely involved in it, but they had read the scripts before the creators started production. Now, where did the creators get the idea for such a tribute? One of the inspiration sources was the Friday Night Lights episode, The Sun. While acting on Riverdale, Luke had mentioned getting Shannon Doherty to guest star in Riverdale, so the creators simply wanted to make his wish come true. We wanted to be very respectful and honor both Luke and his character, Fred Andrews, said showrunner Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa. So it does still feel like Riverdale, he added. The Season 4 opener, Chapter 58, In Memoriam, had all of Riverdale actors crying even after the episode. For instance, Molly Ringwald, who plays Mary Andrews, Fred's ex-wife, said she cried from beginning to end. In her own words, it was like saying goodbye to Perry and dealing with the sadness of that. Skeet Ulrich, who plays Fred's friend, F.P. Jones, said it was literally almost impossible to utter lines, adding that it was one of the hardest experiences he had to deal with on film. Thankfully, the creators were able to bring Shannon Doherty, Perry's former Beverly Hills 90210 co-star on the show. And as we said, Luke had been trying to get her on Riverdale for years. It felt really nice to see her on the show. According to the showrunner, they sent her the script and she said, "I'd love to be a part of this."
But I would like to say a prayer for him. Maybe you'd like to join me?
Lily, Cole, KJ, and Camila. Did you guys know that Luke Perry is not the real name of the actor? It's actually Coy Luther Perry III. He was named after his father, Coy Perry Sr. He changed it when he was trying to become an actor, as he shortened Luther to Luke. Planning an episode that would be all about saying goodbye to an actor that lost his life unexpectedly is pretty difficult. And despite having to deal with such grief, the showrunner was certain that he'll at least say goodbye to Perry in a proper way. He said they were never going to say Fred was on a business trip indefinitely, or never mention him again. He knew he had to think of a way that would be suitable. In Memoriam was initially planned to air in Season 3, but according to Aguirre-Sacasa, they needed some time to figure out what the episode was going to be. When the production of In Memoriam was all wrapped up, the showrunner felt really proud. He also said that it was pretty cathartic for them to work on it, adding that he hopes fans liked the episode. Did you guys? Let us know. Now, prepare for some surprising facts regarding In Memoriam. Did you know that the photos of Fred that are used in the show are actually real-life photos of Luke? Luke's family brought the photos on set. Lili Reinhart, one of the leads of Riverdale, said the most beautiful and hurtful scene that made her cry the most was the scene with the parade for Fred. She also tweeted, "Archie's time about going to Sears with Fred was pretty heartbreaking," adding that the line reminded her of when she would go with her dad to Home Depot as a kid. because they were unable to stop crying and because everything in the Memoriam episode was way too difficult to film, Lili, KJ Apa, Cole Sprouse, and Camila Mendes found a trampoline that made it easier for them to deal with the grief and laugh between setups. This was clearly an episode that was difficult to watch for all of us, as Fred Andrews was loved by everyone in the town of Riverdale and was always the show's honest aspect. Luke Perry meant a lot to so many, too, and he'll never, ever be forgotten. Now let's go into other scenes that made fans of the show cry. Veronica and her mother. During the course of Riverdale, Veronica and her mom, Hermione, portrayed by Marisol Nichols, never had a perfect mother-daughter relationship. Veronica even thought her mother wanted Fred dead and set it up. Hearing that a daughter thinks her mother is capable of doing such a thing is surely heartbreaking. Is this, according to you, one of the saddest storylines in Riverdale? Let us know.
Mom. It's okay.
Cheryl Blossom's attempt to take her own life. All Riverdale characters have experienced a tragic moment, but we shall all agree that the most tragic life is the one of Cheryl Blossom. Ever since Season 1, Madelaine Petsch's Cheryl Blossom has had a lot to deal with. As a child, she never received a lot of attention and a lot of love from her parents, and during the show, she's been trying to survive on her own, from her brother's tragic death to many painful experiences. And while enduring all of these terrible things, Cheryl tried her best not to give up. She even used the pain to become more successful, and she never played the victim. However, Cheryl couldn't imagine Jason's murder and her father's death, so she found herself at Sweetwater River, a place that brings awful memories to her. Because she had so many traumas to deal with and had no professional support whatsoever, Cheryl's mental health was getting worse and worse. So she decided to attempt suicide. Thankfully, our beloved gang was in time to stop her. And after this terrible event happened, she finally got the support she needed. Too bad this was supposed to happen in order for her to have friends who could at least hear her sufferings. What do you guys think of this scene? Did you cry while watching it? Let us know. No! Archie Andrews loses his dad. While at Pops, Archie heard the worst news ever mentioned on Riverdale, when he received news that Fred had lost his life. Hearing about his father's death, Archie collapsed to the ground, and we all felt that. On a related note, what is the saddest moment in Riverdale according to you? Also, which scene made you cry the most? Let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed our video, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future. As always, thanks for watching.
Archie!